Did you know the three things most people do wrong? And I hope that I can help you improve some of the things just in case you're one of them. And I was part of that life as well. Most people react to life. We have a lot of demands put on us. We have to take care of our personal life, professional life, family life, kids or family. We have a social life and we have a global life with bad news most of the time. We have the challenges of AI coming and our future world not being a secure one. So, what do? Most of the time, we watch what's coming at us as if it was a freight train and we react and move out of the way, hopefully. But that's only one of the four modes of dealing with life. And it is one that most of us use when we're using fight or flight. Unconsciously, we react to a danger and we respond. However, it keeps us in attention and never deeply empowered. What do we do when we want to dream up a new life or a new way of being in the middle of this world? In the Living from Vision course, I teach four different ways of being, and one of them is the reactionary way of being. It's great when when a call is coming to us, we respond or react. A phone call comes in, we react. A bus is coming in the road, we stop. A child cries for food, we give food. Our tummy is hungry, we eat. Then there is the second mode of operating, which is responding. A lot of women do that well. In our employment in the big world, when we are in the corporate world, we have to be really good at it. Responding to all the demands put on us. Responding is a great ability, especially in relationships. But if we constantly are responding to the needs of others, we don't have time to listen to what our own needs are and where they really want to take us. That is a mode that is valuable, but unfortunately, a lot of our time is spent between reacting and responding. Then there is creating. And there are those that say, I want to, and they set their goals. And it is a small number of people. Actually, a Harvard study suggests that there are only 3% of people who make goals, and an even smaller percentage who writes their goals down, which has been proven to improve the fulfillment rate of your goals. Did you know that? And even fewer people source their goals from within by listening to a deeper part of their superconscious and their subconscious. Now, that's what I work with the best and with most of the people. I give guidance as to how to dive into that part. Because truthfully, most people are dumbfounded, and that may be even us all here. It's like, where is my soul? How do I get in touch with my soul? So now that could be a creationary mode that then becomes the fourth mode of operating, which is being a co-creator, which presupposes that there is a field of energy in which we operate at a higher frequency that can guide us as if it has a greater overview. And when you dovetail with that part of the universe, you could call it the source, God, the higher dimensional supra consciousness. When we dovetail with it, we not only direct the choices that are immediately in front of our own life, but we do connect to a source of information that then connects with things at a distance. The other day, I was thinking I would love to speak with people who can help me promote certain aspects of things. I thought I needed to go out in the world and find places and people. Come to find out, a new neighbor had just moved in who had exactly the need for what I was offering and wanted to take it to a larger level into the world. Now, it all remains to be seen as to whether what offers itself to you is what you really want. But once you start operating and sending your information to a larger dimension, it can get to work and pull the strings further in time and space outside of you that you may not be consciously aware of. See, that's when we start co-creating with a higher force, including the seat of our soul. And a deeper level of ourselves is more satisfied when we listen to that part, especially if we learn to do that every single day. With my flagship course, the Daily Inspirational Course, much like the Course in Miracles, gets you to focus inwardly and makes you choose. And this is the secret. One thing that you want to achieve, which let's say addresses the external part, the persona of you. And one thing that will fulfill your soul today. Now, every morning you can sit down and go to a deeper place of peace and ask yourself, what is one thing that I want to achieve today? Pick one project that you really give your primary attention. That is the flagship of today. It will be a part of a bigger goal, a bigger project, and it will give you the feeling that in the evening, when you've completed that, you'll tick off that box and say, I've done it. It will produce a sense of accomplishment. Now, when you are, and if you are in a transition mode or in a mode of deepening your connection to yourself, we need to remember that we need to feel like we're still directing ourselves in the outer world as well as sourcing ourselves from the inside world. So, by asking ourselves the two questions, what do I really want in my outside world? What do I want to achieve? And what is something that my soul wants to experience to be fulfilled today? That could be a cup of tea with your sweetheart. That could be playing with your child in the sunshine. That could be sitting and reading a good book. It could be a million things that are fulfilling to your soul. It could be sitting in silence and communing with the highest dimensions. Whatever it is for you, let it be your choice. But what we need to take home from this conversation today is that all of us tend to spend way too much time in the reaction time to the world's needs and not enough time in sourcing from within something we really want to achieve externally and fulfill on a soul level. Now, how can you do that more reliably? I bet you've thought of these solutions a million times before, at least occasionally, because we do know what works well for us, don't we? However, doing it and having a plan are two different things. See, I am the kind of person who likes to be reminded to go internally and to do the things that are important for me. I set up buddy systems. I set up people with whom I work together to go inward and source myself from the inside out and have a person to commune with, several people in my life, with whom I then reflect. And I have a course, the 365-day course, with an app that guides me every day to go inward and to focus on one thing I really want and one thing I really need to fulfill. And I invite you to join me in that journey. All too often, we live into the month, into the year, and once a year we decide this is New Year, I have the goals. Then most people fulfill these few goals for a few weeks max. By the third week into January, they usually have given up fulfilling that bigger dream because life takes over. So, what is missing? It is the reactionary mind of which I spoke, the first mindset, the responsive mind and the reactionary mind that take priority in most people's lives, instead of the other way around, where you make your vision and your feeling and connectedness to soul the base on which you walk. I do that every day in my life. My husband and I don't start our day until that part is settled. I, most of the time, do make sure I do the things that are good for me, the yoga, the meditation, my breakfast, sitting in the sunshine. I'm here in Bali and I love having that luxury, which I worked at developing because it is important to me. Now, everybody has different values and importances, and it's not the first day that it happens. It slowly emerges that whatever is important to you then needs to stay in your forefront of your focus. So, in my course, the 365-day course, for example, I guide people once a week in guided meditations so that they can, and you can, and I invite you to join me in that. It's for 2 cups of coffees in a month, so to speak, and a bun or a muffin, that you can participate with me in envisioning your week, and then live in a workshop situation with a guided meditation, we set the tone of the month. Now, previsioning the main energy for a month gives you the power to have an anchor to go, okay, that's what's important for me for this month. And by going within and developing a sense, a felt experience of an archetype, of a symbol that you remind yourself every day throughout that month, gives you a ground to walk through your year, to keep in your focus whatever is important to you. Now, I tell you, it is so satisfying once you figure out how our mind operates, and that it is easily pulled into the reactionary mind because it is our survival mode. It's good that we have it, but it pulls us away from being satisfied and being in the driver's seat of our life. Now, for people who are ready to deep dive, I have taken them through the Living from Vision course, which is available as a self-study course and or accompanied with coaching if you wish. But it gives you a solid 5-week, or if you do it over 10 weeks time period, where you focus on goals that you want to manifest in that time period and beyond that really matter to you. So I think what we all need to do is sit down and realize, am I right now reacting even to ideals and programs that I took on as a child or societally I feel like I need to do? Or am I actually listening to the heart and mind beat and soul beat of myself and respond to the world from there in a co-creative manner? All the people who take on that mindset start feeling satisfied, empowered, and get their true north activated in their life. But it does take daily habit making discipline where you dive into your heart, your soul, to listen to that part of you that makes up your mind as to one thing you really want to do and achieve within the greater framework of the goals that you set intentionally, and then work with the higher aspects of yourself to co-elaborate your fulfillment, because it makes miracles happen. It organizes things to show up around you when you need it. And then also asking your soul for what it needs for today's fulfillment, and bring these two into harmony and consciously into your life. Now, I happen to know how happy people get when they do that. I also know how challenging it is to do this on your own, which is why I created my own little course of miracles, 365 days of inspirational videos with me, like this, just shorter, to focus on something for that day, a theme of the day, a quality, an ability. You may pick cleaning your closets out, cleaning your drawers out as your goal, and achieve that in 1 week and feel on top of your own world and start decluttering your mind internally and externally to where you start sailing in the direction of your dreams and live the life of your dreams. Now, some people have trained their mind to be focused, and believe me, I practiced and practiced and practiced. So many of the times I just make up my mind, focus, work with the higher dimensions, and things show up in my life. In olden days, I had to work harder. And in some moments in my life, it takes longer to manifest because it's bigger projects. And I need time to clarify what I really want, especially if you are in a time period of transition between eons in your life or eras in your life, where one era comes to an end and a new one is beginning. It takes a year to discover deeper parts of yourself that want to manifest. So come with me on a journey to take that time out to dive deep into your soul and to transition into the new you, to bring about your capacity to coordinate and cooperate with higher forces so that you create from a higher dimensional power within yourself and co-create with the universe your own miracles in your life. Now, sign up. So click here just to subscribe, but sign up for one of our courses. There are 7 days I give you for free to test drive the 365-day course. So test and see how it feels to start listening to your soul. And I will be with you, your guide, side by side for an entire year and work with you live once a month. So I am very much looking forward to meeting you either live or online and work with you step by step to help you live from the inside out and co-create with higher dimensions the results that are oftentimes magical in your life. See you later. Namaste.